I can still feel the icy grip of fear that engulfed me that fateful night. It all began when my friends and I decided to explore the abandoned, decrepit mansion at the edge of town. We'd heard rumors of its dark history, but we were eager for an adventure. As we approached the mansion, the moon hung low in the sky, casting eerie shadows that danced in the cold, autumn breeze. The house loomed before us like a shadowy sentinel of some forgotten era. It was impossible to ignore the palpable sense of foreboding that seeped from every weathered brick. My friends, Sarah, Mark, and Alex, and I had always been thrill seekers. We believed ourselves to be immune to fear, but that night would test our courage in unimaginable ways. The mansion's massive wooden door creaked open with a groan as we pushed it. Its hinges were rusty, and the air was thick with dust and the acrid smell of decay. The entrance hall was grand, though in a state of advanced disrepair. Broken chandeliers hung precariously from the ceiling, and faded wallpaper peeled away in strips, revealing layers of time-worn secrets. Our flashlights cut through the darkness as we ventured deeper into the house. We shared nervous laughter and exchanged ghost stories, trying to mask our unease. But the further we explored, the harder it was to deny the unsettling atmosphere. An eerie chill lingered in the air, and faint whispers seemed to echo from the shadows. In one room, we discovered an old, tarnished mirror. Its surface was cracked and marred with age, but the reflection it cast was far more chilling. The figures we saw in the mirror were not ourselves, but ghostly, contorted apparitions. We gasped and stumbled back, our hearts pounding. The mirror shattered, as if the house itself rejected our presence. As we continued, a sinister sensation crept over us, as though unseen eyes watched our every move. We decided to split up, thinking it would be more fun, but it was a decision we would soon regret. I found myself alone in a dimly lit corridor, shivering as I felt a spectral presence draw near. My flashlight flickered, casting erratic shadows, and I heard a voice, faint and haunting. It whispered unintelligible words that sent shivers down my spine. I turned to flee, but a sudden force seemed to hold me in place. It was as though an invisible hand clutched my arm with an otherworldly strength. Then, I heard the footsteps, echoing towards me from the dark end of the corridor. Panic surged through me as the steps grew closer, and I strained my eyes to see what approached. A figure materialized from the shadows, its face hidden beneath a tattered shroud. Frozen in terror, I watched as the figure's bony hand reached out, skeletal fingers curling towards me. The voice grew louder, more insistent, now whispering words that I could almost understand. "Join us," it rasped, "be one with us." I wrenched myself free from the invisible grip and fled, backpedaling down the corridor. My friends found me in a state of near hysteria, and we all agreed it was time to leave. As we hurried towards the exit, the whispers intensified, and the chilling presence seemed to surge around us. Just as we reached the door, it slammed shut with a deafening crash, sealing us inside. Panic gripped us as we struggled to open it, but it refused to budge. Our flashlights flickered and died, and in the inky blackness, the whispers swirled around us. The mansion itself seemed to come alive, its walls closing in on us. We heard the creaking of the wooden floors, the anguished moans of the spirits trapped within. It was as if the house had become a malevolent entity, determined to keep us forever. In the pitch dark, we clung to each other, crying out for help that would never come. The whispers grew louder and more insistent, the voices of the long-dead clawing at our sanity. And then, in a moment of pure terror, I realized that the mansion intended to make us part of its collection, to join the countless lost souls that had met their end within its cursed walls. Hours turned into an eternity as we huddled in the darkness, praying for salvation. But there was no escape, no release from the relentless horror that had consumed us. In that forsaken place, we were doomed to spend eternity, just another chapter in the mansion's grim history.